I once saw a quote from Eleanor Brown that said, "Clutter is not just physical stuff. It's old ideas, bad habits, and toxic relationships. Clutter is anything that prevents you from reaching your higher self." I have been trying to implement a more minimalistic lifestyle in my life for the past 2 years now, and I can tell you that the biggest thing that I've learned within these last 2 years is that a cluttered space equates to a cluttered mind. I had no idea what direction my life was heading before I took up minimalism in my lifestyle. Before, I used to let everything come and go and pile up as I went, but now I am very selective with the things in my life, and nothing enters my life without purpose. It's time to take back that time that you lost not living in the present moment and holding on to things that no longer serve you. And I don't know about you, but I want to control my life, not be controlled by it. With the new year just around the corner, now is the perfect time to take some time and clear your space, not just in your home, but in your life. Today we're diving into how decluttering can change how you feel, how you function, and how you live your daily life. I have compiled 5 of the most important areas to consider. Each of these categories I'm going to break up into why, where to start, what to keep, what to toss, and how to maintain this. The first category is our physical decluttering. For the first thing is a why. Why do we want to physically declutter our spaces? Studies show that physical clutter can directly impact our mental well-being. When our environments are messy or overcrowded, it can leave us feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and even distracted in a lot of areas of our life. On the flip side, when we clear out clutter, it gives us a peace of mind. It gives us space for creativity, room to grow, room for new and better things to enter our life. I mean, why would you even want to live in a cluttered space anyways? The second part, where to begin. Our physical spaces, I know, can be very crazy. I don't have any kids or anything, and I don't have a big house. I live with my mom currently. I used to live in my own apartment, which was a lot more chaotic when it came to kind of like having responsibilities and decluttering. I have many videos in my decluttering playlist, all of the physical spaces that I have decluttered, tips on how to do it. The best thing to do when you're physically decluttering is to start small. I would really suggest sitting down one day and basically just writing out all of the areas that you think need to be decluttered physically in your home, and then after that breaking them into its own categories. For clothing, you can start just with the tops, your bottoms just with your work clothes, your gym clothes, but once you break them up into small pieces and get to check them off, it'll just help you feel you're accomplishing things a little bit faster. You get more satisfaction from crossing things off, is basically what I'm trying to say. I would also create a realistic timeline for you to get things done, but basically just start small, break it up into rooms, into categories, and create a realistic timeline that works for you. The third category is what to keep and what to toss. I personally really like to ask questions like, does this bring me joy? How many items of this specific thing that do I have? Because sometimes you have duplicates or other shirts of the same color, but you like that one better. Different styles, you know, appliances. Does this specific item actually bring anything into my life? Just kind of realizing how much of something you actually truly need. Another question to ask is, does this serve a real purpose in my life? Or am I just keeping it just because like I'm afraid of giving it away, or like it was a gift so I feel bad for giving it away? It's just part of my fantasy self. I think I'll wear it one day but I won't. There's definitely parameters when it comes to these things. Like sentimental items bring you purpose. They bring you sentimental value. So that has a purpose in your life. It might not be used, but it's really subjective, and you have to really decide, am I holding space for the things that truly matter in my life? If you're unsure of that, then it's probably not serving anything to you. Another good question is this the most essential and efficient way for my space? Recently I renovated my room, and I will say by renovating, like moving the layout of things really helped me kind of clear my head and kind of start fresh. And now since renovating, I feel so much clearer headed. I can't even explain it, but basically that's a really good question to ask yourself that I really didn't think about too intently before, but I'm glad I did now, and I'm glad I discovered that for myself, because I feel like I could be so much more productive and creative in my room now. So maybe creating like trash piles, maybe piles, donation. You can keep a maybe box in your room. You can store sentimental items away so that it's not taking up space, but you still have them in your possession. Just in the end, be honest with yourself, and that will help you in turn figure out what's to keep and what to toss out. For the last little subcategory of this physical decluttering is maintenance. I would say weekly check-ins. So basically, like if you go grocery shopping, declutter your kitchen a little bit, declutter your pantry, organize your pantry. It's kind of like habit stacking. When I go grocery, I clean the kitchen. Having weekly check-ins or like a monthly check-in with yourself. Another good tip I have, I used to do this at my apartment. I don't do it now because I just don't have a lot of space in this room. One of the things that worked for me was keeping a bin in my area and throwing things in there that I realized throughout the time that I wanted to declutter. Or even trying challenges like the hanger method. Having a designated area, give yourself a timeline. Like if a month goes by, you never open that box or things aren't taken out of that area. Declutter all of those things. My next category is digital decluttering. I'm gonna have a full video of this coming out shortly, and I do have one on my channel already if you want to check that out. Digital decluttering is so important. It is so toxic in our digital spaces. When it comes to social media, when it comes to digital things, like things that we consume on a regular basis can become so toxic for our mental well-being and can really affect our daily productivity and efficiency. There's so many things trying to pull you in every which direction, trying to tell you that you're this or you're that, so you should invest in this, so you should invest in that. And it's really easy to get lost in the digital space. Even in your own digital devices, you can get lost in your past self. If you have so many old pictures or people that belong to an era of your past or contacts or text messages, it's just time to let all that go. One of my favorite analogies to use, if I had 12,000 books, right, in my living room, I would go absolutely insane. I mean, if you had 12,000 books in your living room, could you even walk? Like, could you even walk through it? I have 12,000 books physically, right? But why do I keep 12,000 emails digitally? I get it's not taking up my physical space, but my digital space is constantly reminding me of how much clutter I have in that specific app or that specific area. It just subconsciously triggers a cluttered space. Why would you want clutter? That's the moral of this story. Why would you want clutter in any area of your life? Studies literally show that a cluttered digital space can lead to more stress, less productivity, and decreased motivation. But number 2 is where to start. It can be so draining and confusing to realize where to start in this category, but I will say just creating a list again. A lot of us probably have some of the same digital spaces that we need to look through. So I'll just go ahead and list off some things. Your phone apps, your phone layout, your email inbox, your photo gallery, your text messages, your contacts, your social media accounts, who you follow, who follows you, your posts and archives, your subscriptions, your notifications, your files on laptops and computers, and your hard drives. I feel like I got a pretty decent amount listed there, but if I missed anything, sorry. These are actually all the things I listed in my notes, and I did, in fact, go through all of those. I have deleted everything in my photo gallery twice now. That was like 12,000 plus videos and pictures. Google Photos really helped me a lot. Let's talk about what to keep and what to toss. This is where I ask, what is essential in my life? This is the main overarching question when it comes to decluttering anyways. Is Instagram essential to your life? It might be your job, I don't know, so I guess it is essential. But if it's not, is it really that essential to your life? You can have Instagram, however, you can take it off of your home screen and have it not on your home screen at all. So you actually have to go and like type in Instagram in order to get on the app, which adds an extra layer of a step for you to be less inclined to like want to just always hit that. Whereas if it's on your phone layout, just on your screen every time, you're probably going to be more inclined to click it more often. I don't know the scientific studies on this, but I know that since Instagram has been off of my home screen for the past 2 years now, I do not go on it nearly as often as I used to. I still go on it, but it's not, I don't have a scrolling problem anymore. I've taken regular detoxes off of like social media. Does this app or this layout of my phone or this account that I follow or these subscriptions that I have, do they bring me joy? Does it bring me purpose? Do the people I follow, the accounts I follow bring me purpose? Do they help me build a better life for myself, inspire me to build a better life for myself, to motivate me to do better? Or do I just feel stuck in the past? Or do I feel stuck in non-essential things, and do I feel less productive because of these apps? Your phone layout is so important too, because is the way my phone laid out the most efficient and productive way that it could be laid out for me to be my best self? Because your phone is with you like the air you breathe. It's obviously not everybody in the whole wide world is glued to their phone, but let's just say the majority of people have their phone on them like the air that they breathe. Ask yourself, does this small digital device that follows me everywhere I go reflect the life that I want to live, reflect the person that I am and want to be in my life as my best self? And if not, what do I need to change in order for that to be the case? Also, using storage places like Google Photos, hard drives, or even iCloud to store things that you want to declutter from your phone but want to keep. It's like storing away physical items, like putting a box and putting them in the garage or something. You can do that digitally by deleting them off of your photo gallery but keeping them in your Google Photos. It's still there, but it's in a little box in the back of your phone that you don't have to be reminded about 24/7. Maintenance tips. I was very bad this year. You guys will understand that more in my digital declutter video, but I used to declutter every month, like at the end of every month, to clutter all my photos by the end of that month when I did my monthly reset. I fell off of that, but I'm implementing that again now. The one thing I have been doing for the past year now is decluttering my email box every single day. Literally every time I get an email, I immediately go into my inbox and trash everything that I don't need and unsubscribe. Like, I just don't let that pile up at all anymore. I think I have a total of like 100 emails that I actually keep. Other than that, everything else is gone on a daily basis. I'll delete text messages on a daily basis, unfollow as needed. So I kind of keep up with that, but I do struggle with my photo gallery still sometimes. However, I'm going to start doing better on my monthly check-ins to keep deleting as I go, because I just recently scratched my whole phone photo gallery again. This is me right now. I have pictures right now because I just decluttered this maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't decluttered since then, but it's like 380, which is fine. But everything else I took off my phone, and it is so freeing. I feel like I'm starting just new. And again, if you want more specific tips on digital decluttering, because I know it can be a crazy place to get started in, check out my other 2 videos. One of them is coming out next week, but the other one I have on my channel already. The next category is mental declutter. Before we get into how we declutter our mental spaces, let's talk about why and what builds up our mental spaces in order to have to declutter in the first place. Mental declutter can come from a lot of different sources, like stress, anxiety, unhealed emotions, unprocessed emotions, unfinished tasks, negative thought patterns, and even just overload of all of the information that we get in our daily lives in general, from work, from school, from social interactions, anything. All of this mental noise makes it difficult for us to think clearly and to really regulate our mental space in order to make decisions and stay fully present in our life. Over time, it can build into a lot of burnout, overwhelm, and overall just emotional overload. So this decluttering is a little bit different. It's not just about feeling organized in our spaces, but it's more about creating space for our mental clarity and just emotional well-being in general. I will say this is one of the hardest categories to declutter. It is an ongoing process. It's not going to be as easy. It's not as tangible as the last 2 categories. It takes consistent work, but it's arguably the most important. Our thoughts and anxieties and worries can take control of our life, and we don't realize it. The feelings that we feel can take control of our life, but we actually have control over these things. We have real control over these thought process, over these feelings, and over these negative patterns that we have to go through on a daily basis. And I know that this is something that's really hard for people to understand, for people to grasp, because it's really hard for me, and it's taken me a lot of work as well to get to the place I am now. I am not nearly close to perfect at all. I still need so much work in my mental space, but I've come to a place where I can really be so much more self-aware now. I've really grown throughout this process, and realizing that I needed this mental declutter in the first place has really helped me get out of a lot of anxiety-ridden situations, really just helped me become better and making better decisions for my life, and it's really just freed me in areas that I thought I'd be stuck in forever. The best thing to start with is a brain dump. This is the best thing to start because you are literally just taking a piece of paper or your notes app or whatever on your phone, and you're just gonna go ahead and just dump everything that you feel, everything you're thinking in that moment, dumping everything that you're feeling. I don't know, take like 5 minutes to do this. Make a list of it. It can be so random. I remember one time I made this random list of a brain dump. I really just was like, I need to get better at brain dumping in order to get my thoughts out. But basically, how are you feeling right now? What has been on your mind a lot lately? What did you do that day? Honestly, you don't even have to answer specific questions. These are just some things to get your mind going, but like, just let it flow. Just let it flow. I also would recommend starting with some mindfulness and maybe like some meditation practices. Like you can do like yoga or just do some like breathing exercises to start, you know, get yourself kind of relaxed. Instead of saying what to toss and what to keep, for this category I'm saying what to accept and what to let go of. You're going to have to identify sources of your mental clutter. What are the stressors in your life? What are some really hard emotions that you have? Do you have negative talk or insecurities? What are they? Have you any unfinished tasks that are worrying you? Some emotions that have been hard for you lately? Create some boundaries, make a to-do list, make some goals. Really just sit down and realize what's important in your life, what you actually truly want to do in your life. Figure out your reason, like your purpose on why you're here. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Create a roadmap to success. Like we all have complete worries about our jobs, our relationships, our fitness, our health. So many different things come into play here. And like I said, this can be a very long process for you to get good at, but as long as you start, you'll eventually be able to figure a lot of things out and you'll see a clearer path forward and more clarity within your mind. The things that you cannot control are the things that you need to accept in your life. If you can't control a specific situation, a person, what they're gonna do, what's gonna happen, you have to accept these things and let go of the need of control for everything in your life. The only thing that you are responsible for and the only thing that you are in control of is you. You can control how you process things, how you perceive things, the things that you believe in, how you want to go about your life. You need to let go of negativity, things that have been holding you back from your past life. You need to learn coping mechanisms. There's so many things that you can do for a mental declutter. I'm no therapist, I'm no psychologist. I just am saying the things that have helped me. This isn't even everything that's helped me. If you want a full video on this, I can actually try and make a whole video on this. But changing your thought patterns, like changing negative beliefs, negative limiting beliefs about yourself, and just having a more positive outlook on life, just being more present in the moment, grounding yourself more in the moment, which takes a lot of practice in mindfulness and meditation, can help you really declutter your mind to the fullest. This is so important towards your well-being. These leads to my maintenance tips. Basically doing daily or every other day journaling. This helps so much. Journaling your thoughts, the things you go through in your life, and just emotions that you might feel. Just journaling those and kind of understanding why you're having these thoughts processes and why you're having these emotions, really understanding situations that happen to you and accepting them and letting go when you're ready. Regular journal entries or regular prompts, you can find a bunch of prompts on Google. Just look up journal prompts to help you like process emotions or whatever, learning more about yourself. Therapy helps with mental declutter because therapy forces you to hold yourself accountable, forces you to express yourself, and forces you to get it all out. I feel like that's a huge step in the decluttering process. The fourth area is our social declutter. Just like everything else, our social commitments, the people that we allow into our life, can create as much mental clutter as physical clutter, honestly. And we really need to evaluate the people that we let into our lives, who we're giving our time and energy to. Because our time and energy is precious, and I'm not just giving this to anybody. And if I have given you my time and energy in the past and you didn't deserve it, just know I was not in the best place of my life at that time, and I deserve better. Social decluttering is all about creating space for the relationships that actually matter in your life, the people that truly bring purpose in your life and help you and motivate you to become your best self. Where to start is really assessing your relationships and your relationship dynamics. This can be involved with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. This can be involved with your best friend, your acquaintances, your family members, your coworkers, and also evaluating your social commitments. Are you overcommitting yourself to too many events that is kind of starting to make you feel like you're losing yourself and losing your purpose because you're not putting more time and effort into you and your actual goals in life? The third area is who to keep and who to let go of, who makes you feel supported, heard, and valued, who leaves you feeling drained, stressed, or disappointed. Do they inspire me? Do they trigger me, and why? Because sometimes people just aren't good for our mental health. It can be tough to admit when a relationship is no longer serves you and is no longer healthy for you, but being honest with yourself about this is what's going to help you grow and be happier in the long run. Not all relationships are meant to last forever, and that's okay. Recognizing when it's time to move on or setting real boundaries between people can really help you preserve your emotional energy for the people who are actually worth it in your life and the people that actually prove that they can respect you and your boundaries. Sometimes people need time to grow, sometimes they need time to change or realize you're not here to play games. You're not here for a shitty relationship where you feel disrespected and undervalued all the time. Sometimes people also just need time to realize that, but also sometimes people just don't deserve to be in your life, and that is okay. It can be difficult, but you have to understand that you do not have to feel bad for not wanting to be in relationships or involved with people who try to bring you to their negativity, who project onto you all their insecurities and all their pain. It can be a friend, it can be a coworker, it can be a family member. If these people don't respect you, don't value you, don't respect your boundaries, they do not deserve a place in your life. Don't overstretch yourself for people who will never overstretch themselves for you. It doesn't mean you don't care about the person. You can absolutely love this person so much, but you have to care about yourself more. You have to care about yourself enough to prioritize your emotional and mental health over all else. That's the only way you can show up and be the best self for yourself and for other people. Also, social events, it's okay to decline these social events. You don't need this many social commitments. You have a life to live. You have a mission to complete. If you have to take some time away from being out with people all the time or always being available for other people, if you need a break from that, that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't mean that you're not there for them. That doesn't mean that you stopped caring for them and you moved on to better things in your life. It just means that you're trying to prioritize your time the best that your life can admit for it. And that's perfectly respectable. That's honorable, actually. To maintain this is to really set boundaries and uphold them. Learn how to say no, respect yourself enough to never compromise your boundaries, never compromise your standards, never lower your self-respect just to fit in. Surround yourself with people who want that for you, who respect when you need time to have your own life and have your own things that you need to worry about. Don't fear disappointing people. It's not selfish. How are you going to show up for everyone in your life if you can't show up for yourself? Make a conscious effort to really nurture the relationships that will build you up. And you know in your heart which ones do and which ones don't. The last category is our financial declutter. Why should we financially declutter? If your finances are disorganized or overwhelming, it can lead to a lot of stress and anxiety. We know this. Clutter in general leads to all this stress and anxiety. But by decluttering your finances and really understanding where it's going on a day-to-day basis, can really help you see exactly where you need to improve and where you need to take control. So where to start? You should start by reviewing and organizing your expenses. Write down all of your bills, write down realistically a budget for your fun money, set financial goals on top of that. If you have any debt, taking note of that, making a plan for that, and automating all of your bills as well so that you don't have to feel stressed about like, oh, should I pay that? I need to pay this on time. If it's already automated, it'll come out immediately and you don't have to worry about it. Number 3, what to keep and what to change. To really organize this category, eliminate unnecessary subscriptions. Like, why would you just want money coming out for things that you don't even partake in anymore? Really build or update your budget. So if you don't have a budget, have one in mind. I wouldn't say you have to follow it like amazingly because we're human. Things happen, emergencies happen. Sometimes we spend a little bit more, sometimes we spend a little bit less. That's just how we are. I am not super strict on my finances like that, but I do have a specific goal in mind to keep in mind to stay towards my budget in order to reach my financial goals. So I would say to really just have a little goal in mind and create a budget around that. Also, just planning to build a savings or an emergency fund. Really take into account your spending habits, like changing your spending habits, realizing what's essential towards your life. Like if you're spending a lot of money on alcohol or like a lot of money on materialistic things, I mean, if it's essential towards your life, I can't tell you not to do it. But if they're not adding purpose and value into your life in some way, it has to be evaluated. For maintenance tips for this, daily, weekly, monthly, just updating on your budget, taking into account like, oh, maybe I spent too much this week, maybe I can calm down a little bit next week, or spent a little bit more this month, so I'm gonna take off 200 from my budget for next month. Follow a nice budget template. Be mindful of your spending habits on the daily. Be graceful if you can't meet all of your goals, because we're human again and things take time to reach. So don't be too hard on yourself, but just follow a plan anyways. Follow a plan as best as you can, because at least you have direction, at least you know what you're working towards. Okay guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of my tips of the 5 areas that I think are the most important for you to declutter going into 2025. Just because you clicked on this video, you want to take control of your life, and I appreciate that and I really respect that about you. I hope you all took something out of this in order to help you. I'm no expert or anything, but these are just a lot of the things that I have done that helped me with a lot of mental clarity and seeing more direction within my life. And so I hope I can somehow help you. Let me know in the comments below your most important declutter area for 2025. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.